broke the cork off.
Oh, that's puke. Ugh.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'm just sensing some umami on this. Because, ooh, mama, that's good. I still haven't found my first Blanton's.
Well, would you look at this? Mr. Spiffmeister. It looks more glamorous than it is. I've been wearing this thing since like 7:30 this morning. It's been a long, wonderful day, but long, and I was ready to get out of this stuff and put on a bourbon t-shirt and some sweatpants and thought, you know what, for a change, I'm gonna look nice for my Bourbcast. That's what I do for you. Plus, I'm lazy. All right. So people are gonna join me here and they're gonna go, what's going on? Was he at a funeral? No, I was not at a funeral. But anyway, all right, so still Austin. You know, I dug into this thing, and I love the fact that their website says our story. You know, almost every distillery out there says our story on it. And I think that's because people, when they get into a bourbon, they want to have a story, right? They want to know why they created the bourbon. They want to know the heritage behind it. They want to know all that great history, because there's some great history in the bourbon world. But now with so many craft distilleries, those stories are not built on heritage and sweat and prohibition and all those things. They're built because of relationships, because of dad and son. And that's kind of what this one was about. Dad was wanting to retire and was trying to figure out what he wanted to do. So he and his son went around, and they were looking at different distilleries and trying different whiskeys and having a blast. And Dad wanted to start a distillery, and son's like, this will be fun, but it's never going to work. This is never going to do anything. And lo and behold, it did something. There's some detail. There's names. Cleveland Seals, great name. That's the guy. That's the dad. That's the one who wanted to do it. And this is 2012. And his son, Chris, he's the one that thought, hey, yeah, okay, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm good. But so you're thinking to yourself, you want a story from a distillery, and you know, here you got a dad that's worked his entire life and now wants to do something, and a son who's like a fund manager and a risk manager and economist and all these different things, and he's like, okay. Well, they call themselves Grain to Glass. They started this idea in 2013. Texas law made it easier to create new craft distilleries, so they broke ground in 2014. They began distilling in-house in 2017 and released their first straight bourbon in 2020. Grain to Glass. 100% of their whiskey comes from Texas-grown grains, grown by Texas farmers and aged in the Texas Hill Country. No grain from any other state or country is ever used in their whiskeys. They mill, mash, distill, barrel, age, and bottle every drop of their whiskey themselves in Central Texas. The primary grains, white corn, something called Braceto rye, also evidently called Elbon rye, and wildfire malted barley. I don't know if these are like certain varietals or like, just a type of seed that grows well in Texas. I don't know. Obviously, you're not going to be able to grow the same type of corn in Texas that they grow in like Maine or something like that. They have to use a different varietal, but that's what they call it. White corn, Braceto rye, and wildfire malted barley. Grown throughout North and West Texas, mostly from the Lone Star family farms. Lone Star is a third-generation Texas family farm focused on conservation, organic growing, and family-oriented business practices. These farmers are setting the bar for family-owned agriculture. While many distilleries use commodity grains like yellow dent corn or Canadian winter wheat, still Austin's, they use only Texas-grown grains from the farms with organic and always non-GMO. All right, enough of that. Let's. I got more to read, but let's pour it. Yeah. Fresh crack. You saw me pull the foil off, or the plastic off.
All right. Let's see. The barrels, let's leave the cork off. The barrels are toasted first, and then the barrel's given a level 3 char. They have a 42-foot column still they named Nancy. And that's named after the main character in Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. It was built in Scotland, dropped to the floor through the ceiling, through a hole in the ceiling of the roof with a crane. Let's see. So Kentucky weather is known for their wide swings, and so is Texas. Of course, Texas's weather's wild, wild west. So you got that. They also do something called slow water reduction. So normally you barrel it and you leave it alone, right? In the case of Still Austin, over time they add a little water to it. So it's actually going to drop in proof, but you're also going to have less of the amount of what's in the barrel gone to the Angel's share or to evaporation. Let me read what they say here about this. It's called élevage, slow water reduction, developed in the brandy-making regions of France. During the process, over the course of several months, they constantly monitor and add very small amounts of water to aging barrels to help reduce the impact of smoky phenolic compounds and break down more soluble sugars from the oak. That's not the reason I gave, but we'll go with it. Let's see, this is 70% white corn, 25% rye, 5% malted barley, only 5%, wow, and it's a high rye, 25% rye, that's up there. 188 proof, no, 118, I must have typed that wrong. There's no way, that'd be illegal, almost. I don't know, it says cask strength, and I can't see Texas grown grains. It's got to be 118. There's no way. So 118 proof. It's only aged 2 years. So we'll see how that works out. The regular flagship bourbon is called the Musician. It's 98.4 proof. The straight bourbon is called the Musician. It's the acoustic set. This is the cask strength version of this. It's what they call their heavy metal version. Deeper, more amplified flavors produced from the Texas grains. In an act of masterful artistry, our distillers were able to combine power and subtlety into one gorgeous sip. MSRP is $65, but you can get this for $60 in Ohio, $59.99. They are in the capital of Texas. That's Austin, Texas. And Austin's, that's the music capital of the world too. And I think that's what I was meaning to say, not the capital. They're in the capital of Texas, Austin, but they're also in the music capital of the world. Austin City Limits, great show. Music is a part of their culture there. So they have named the flagship straight bourbon the Musician. They have one called the Artist, which is the rye, and they have one called the Naturalist, which is the gin. And as you might have guessed, they all have a customized label. This is the Musician, and it's darkened because it's cask strength. The Artist is the straight rye. They have the regular one, and then they have a cask strength, and it's darkened label as well. And the Naturalist is the gin. All right. All of them female, by the way. Mark Burkhart, the artist, crafts the labels of the bourbon and gin brands. He's into symbolism and storytelling on canvas. I think he's kind of into surrealism himself, but he doesn't use that word. Icons like the four elements, the virtues of three fates, all classically personified by females, so he wanted to use females on the label. All right, so the rest is tasting notes, and we're not doing that. I'm not going to read that until I get into it. So let's get into it. Whew. I got black cherry. I got caramel. That black cherry pops. Some oak. Not a lot. Not a lot of oak. Toasted barrel, level 3 char. Only aged 2 years. Look at the color of this for a 2-year age. I haven't seen the one that isn't cask strength, so I don't know how dark that one would be. I would assume not as, but that's me assuming, and we know how that goes. All right.
There's some toffee on it. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of astringency. There's not a lot of that ethanol in it. It's got a really pretty good nose here. Some cinnamon on it. All right. Cheers. Very nice. Warm. 118 proof. It's warm. Bloom was steady. Started in the center and grew out and back. Really nice. Starting to get just a few notes, but I don't want to count these notes until I get a chance to calm my palate down. Right now it's just kind of like all over the place going, hey, you drank something. So we're going to give it a second. Okay. 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 I'm going back in. Okay. Okay. That's wonderful. A lot of really nice flavors on the second pull. Not as hot on the tongue. Got me a little in the back of the throat just then, but surprisingly, it's not giving me the impression of youth. I don't know how they did that. This is a 2-year age, and I'm not getting youth. I'm not going to tell you it's super complex, but it's not harsh like a younger bottle would normally be. The flavors are pretty there. I mean, it's 2 years. No, it's not unprecedented. There's another one. It looks like a little barrel. They got one that's white, and then they got another one. It's a little higher proof, but that's only a 2-year, and it does very, very well. It sells well, and from what I understand, it's delicious. I haven't had it yet, but I am taken a little bit aback. Even the finish on this doesn't betray its youth, and that's saying something. If you're just joining, I'm going to turn off that phone call. If you're just joining me, I was in meetings today, and I had to look nice. I trimmed off my giant goatee that I had. I had it like down to here. I was getting to the point where every time I dried after a shower, I was eating my own hair. So I needed to look a little bit more presentable today. So that's what all this is, that's what this is. So anyway, okay. All right. That person has called twice. I should probably text and say, not now, but I'm not gonna. All right, let's take another drag out of this. That's nice. That's really nice. Caramel, if you have a degree. Honey. Cigar tobacco. Just a hint. Just a tiny little hint. Just to give it some depth. Cinnamon, of course. Maybe a little either raisin or licorice. I can't really tell. Maybe a little bit of both, really. I think more licorice than raisin. But again, and as much, if you don't like licorice, that's fine. The note on bourbon is really good. That is actually quite outstanding. I'm surprised by how much I like this. I didn't think I'd like it at all. When I found out it was a 2-year, I'm like, no. But this is nice. All right, so let's do some water. Little spillage. Get out the old slop rag. All right. Hey, Shala's watching. How are you, my dear? Glad you're here. We're trying the Still Austin. Just a couple drops here. I dressed up just for you, Shala. I had a lot of meetings today, and this is just how the day ended up. And I wanted to get going, and it was faster just to come down here and get started than it was to change and try a t-shirt on and all that stuff. So we just kind of went, let's go. And it's kind of a nice change of pace, isn't it? Don't you think? Yeah, a little bit maybe. I clean up all right. I would say don't tell anybody about this, but it's going on YouTube later. It's on Facebook now. It's going to be here for a little bit. Great, thanks. All for you. All for you. That's funny. That's the third time they've called me. We appreciate it. Hey, I'm with you. All right. So this is with just a few drops of water on it. It took some of the heat out of it. Strangely enough, just a couple drops was all it took to really knock this down. But it didn't knock it down so bad that I don't like it. As a matter of fact, it actually brought some of the flavors together. It did open up some of that. I'm not going to tell you that I taste anything super different. Everything that I tasted before is still there. It's just a little bit more calm. A little bit more together. A little bit more... Yeah. I can't think of really a better word other than calm and together. I mean, it's its moment of water didn't hurt it. Water. I don't know. It's all up to you whether it hurt it or helped it. My phone is blowing up. This is the way this day has gone. That's why I'm dressed like this. It's just the way that. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of that. Let's finish this. I'm going to put it on ice because I brought the ice out tonight, and I'm really curious about how this is going to interact with ice, because it'll either do well or it will not. So far I've been impressed. This is one I would buy again without hesitation. I like this one. And I can't say that about everything that I try. Oh, I'll buy this again. This one I would buy again without hesitation. This is tasty. This is quite good. Yeah. Just brought everything together. Cooled it down just a little bit. Maybe a little too much. I could have maybe done with 1 drop of water. But the flavors are great. I think the thing that I'm getting the most out of this, that caramel, maybe a little of the cinnamon, but the caramel definitely is what's, for me, the predominant note. Now, let me tell you what they say. The notes on their website say brandied cherries, and I did get black cherry on the nose, muddled mint, cinnamon toast. Where do you come up with this stuff? Cinnamon toast? On the palate, grilled peaches. Why would anybody... Okay. Butterscotch pecan pie. Dark brown sugar. Finish is rye spice, nutmeg, and clove. They have this drinking a heck of a lot sweeter than I do. For me, this has got just a great bourbon flavor. it's not as sweet as what they are describing it. Now, let it sit and maybe it'll open up and maybe it'll give me some sweetness. I didn't get that on water at all. I don't have all those butterscotch and all that note on it. It's not doing that for me at all. I don't agree with their notes one bit. Another one I looked at said the nose was caramel. Got that. Excuse me. I should answer. I'm not going to answer. No, I'm not gonna, no, thank you, Shala. I'm not going to answer. This is the Bourbcast. This is my time with you. So caramel, vanilla, cinnamon, brown sugar, light citrus, oak, and light intensity. I think I can agree with the second notes a lot better than I can the first. Palate, they say cinnamon, maple sugar candy. No. Caramel, yes. Textured body, I don't know what that means. It's ribbed for our pleasure. But yeah, I agree with those on the palate. The finish, spice and heat intensifies. Heat sits. I'm not going to say it intensifies, but I like the spice. I think the rye has definitely got a little bit of the elements of that. Caramel, sherry, or cherry, not sherry, cherry. Again, black cherry, I don't get that on finish. Slightly herbal, yes. Seasoned oak, and it's a long finish, yes it is. So those, I mean, I can agree with the second set of notes. The first set of notes is no. No. All right, so name tag. I had several name tags today. All right, getting it out of the mold here. That's right. Yeah. Now it's a little cloudy coming out of the mold, but all I got to do is a little bit of this. And now we have a gorgeous ice sphere. All right. Put a little Still Austin on ice. Still Austin, cask strength. Right, Shala? She's giving me the lovey-doveys because I said that this is for you guys and I don't answer phones. I mean, if Johnny Carson answered the phone, it would be during a bit, right? I'm older than you all, so I say Carson and you'd be thinking Jimmy Fallon. He does the Tonight Show now. And if they're doing a bit, they'll do phones. But otherwise, nobody calls Jimmy Fallon when he's doing the Tonight Show. Do a little finger stir for my buddy Paul. Okay. Is this going to hold up on ice? Let's find out. It does, and boy, do those flavors change. Holy cow. Completely different. Now the brown sugar's popping. There's a fruit note there. Oh, what is that? Wow. I actually want to say watermelon. There's definitely a black cherry note on the ice. That cherry, black cherry, much stronger on ice. Yeah. It's actually quite tasty. It's different. It's a big difference from meat to water to ice. The ice has just completely changed it. But it hasn't changed it for the worse. I wouldn't say it changed it for the better. It's just different. It's just different now. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Spencer's watching. Nathan is watching. We're almost done. Sorry, guys. And I started late anyhow. I got here late, but this is a Still Austin. It's only 2 years. This is 118 proof. It's actually really good. This is all because I had a busy day, and I've been wearing this thing since like 7:30 this morning. I'm ready to get out of it, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to give you something special. Yeah, no funerals, nothing like that. It's just business, the stuff to do. And normally I don't have to wear this kind of stuff, but today I had to, and I'm glad I did. It worked out well. So, okay. So, I was in contact. Hello, Nathan. Oh, you're saying hi to each other. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt. So I've talked to the distillery that we are wanting to visit this month. Next week is just, I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I have no idea how I'm going to do a Bourbcast next week. Unless I do it early in the week, like Tuesday, I don't see how I can do it. I've got way too much going on next week. So if we do a Bourbcast next week, and if it's either here or the distillery, it may be on Tuesday. Or maybe I don't want to skip a week. The following week is a possibility with the distillery too. I've let them know what the schedule is, and they just kind of listened and didn't get back with me. So, but it's something that I really want to do, and I think you'll enjoy it. I know I will enjoy it. The distiller, I know him. He's a friend. He's doing great things, and it's a new craft distillery. So that's out there. I will tell you though, if we don't do that, since we're doing barrel proof tonight, if we don't go to the distillery next week, and it's starting to look like it'll be the week after, we're going to do this one. This is barrel. This is the single barrel cask strength. It's a 5-year age. This one is a store pick from the Party Source in Kentucky. Again, it's a single barrel proof from barrel bourbon. So if we don't do distillery next week and we figure out how we're going to do a Bourbcast, this is going to be it. Okay? All right. That is it. You can do it. I know. We're going to try. We're going to try. But I'm going to be out of town Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. So the availability of a Bourbcast is on those 3 days is probably not good. Now, the other option is we just hold off and we do it on Saturday. The distillery is probably going to be really busy on a Saturday, so I don't see that happening. I don't want to disrupt their business, you know. But anyhow, just keep tabs on the page, keep watching, and we'll let you know what we're doing when we're getting close to doing it. All right. I'm going to go get out of this clothes. I'm ready to change into something more comfortable. And if you haven't yet done that yourself, I encourage it. I do. All right. In the meantime, you guys have a fantastic what's left of your week. Have a really nice, tomorrow's Good Friday, and then of course Easter on Sunday. So may all of God's blessings be with you and your family on Good Friday and on Easter. And we will see you maybe next week. Take care.